It was our dance. As complex as the ocean tango, we would ebb and flow as the memories would come and go. Always one heartbeat away from simplicity, I would reach my hand to you as you would turn your back to me. I conflicted so hard, too powerful for either of us to simply let it be. But we didn't know how to stay, or even how to walk away, always finding a reason to stay connected in some distant way. You know, I would look at you, and you would look at me, and it was beautiful, even through the eyes of a memory. We twists and turns, and around we go. Our complex simplicity and the paradox that we just see, there will always be you. There will always be you. But you said that time. But you said that time was the only answer. Time, the only answer. You know, if time is the only answer to all these questions that I still have, then I guess all that is left to say is, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see, baby. I'll take a minute.
Here we go. Forever's a mighty long time. I shine and you shine, and there's really no substitute. Forever's a mighty long time, and I really want to spend it with you. I shine and you shine, and there's really no substitute. Take a picture, I want you to remember when I express my love. Press the button, I hope you're still recording every word that I'm saying to you. I promise you right now from this day forward, already weighed out the pros and cons. Baby, you're just the man that I want. Making plans just to be with you. You, me, baby, till the days are through. I ain't ashamed, love, to say that I do. Forevermore. Forever's a mighty long time, and I really want to spend it with you. I shine and you shine, and there's really no substitute. Forevermore. Forever's a mighty long time, and I really want to spend it with you. And you shine, and there's really no substitute. Pick a tree and carve a name, let the world know it's not a game. Lasts longer than a wedding ring. Generation statue for the love we bring, for the seeds we sow, till the time it takes to grow. I won't let go of you. I won't show you. 'Cause without you, I'm incomplete. Like this love song without this beat. Baby, you're just the man that I need. I need. Making plans just to be with you. Baby, till the days are through. I ain't ashamed, love, to say that I do. Forevermore. Forever's a mighty long time, and I really want to spend it with you. mighty long time, and I really want to spend it with you. I shine and you shine, and there's really no substitute. Forever's a mighty long time, and I really want to spend it with you. I shine and you shine, and there's really no substitute. I like the way that feels. It's that sultry sound. Forever's a mighty long time, and I really want to spend it with you. I shine and you shine, and there's really no substitute. Forever's a mighty long time, and I really want to spend it with you. I shine and you shine, and there's really no substitute. Forever's a mighty long time, and I really want to spend it with you. I shine and you shine, and there's really no substitute. Forever's a mighty long time. Substitute.
Welcome to the DivaSpeaks Relationships Talk Show. Welcome. I'm super excited that we are back once again. And look where we are, guys. It is the end of the year. Christmas is in a few days. 2023 is right around the corner. And I hope that this year has been good to you for the most part. I really do. I really do. But welcome to the DivaSpeaks Relationships Talk Show. My name is Angela Patariel. I am the diva of the talk show, the podcast, the ministry, the game. Okay, I am she, the business, the brand, the ministry, and all of that. And I want to welcome you to the show. We have another new letter that we're going to chop up and dive into. But before we get into that, I want you to grab a couple of your friends or family members or people that you think highly of and tell them to tune into the show because the Diva is on the air. And I want you to tune in as we wrap up. This is the last DivaSpeaks Relationships Talk Show of the year. Thank you, Jesus. We have made it. You know, I want to thank all of you who have been rocking with me from day one. I also want to thank my new supporters, those of you who have newly discovered me and the platform. I thank you for your loyal support, and I promise to continue the journey and give you the best of the best. That is what I am committed to do. So thank you for tuning in and stopping by. Go ahead and grab your phone and text a couple of people and tell them to tune into the show because we are about to get into it. Yes, we are. So for those of you who do not know, I am on social media. Make sure that you follow me on all platforms because I give you a little bit of something different from each platform. And I go live on my TikTok account quite frequently. That is where I do the live show. So make sure that you tune in and subscribe to me on TikTok. And if you did not know, DivaSpeaks Relationships Ministry is still going strong. You'll see the information scrolling at the bottom of the page. It'll give you the information as to where to catch the ministry aspect. But I do want to remind you that DivaSpeaks Relationships has its own home on your Roku television. So if you have not added my channel to your Roku television, this is me extending you an invitation and putting my foot down and telling you, add the DivaSpeaks Relationships Roku channel to your Roku television. I would love to have your support. I would love for you to view my channel. I would love for you to be able to watch the content on there and feel the way that I feel when I watch it. I love the throwbacks. I love the great oldies and the R&B music and, the sitcoms that made us feel good once upon a time and all of that good stuff. I throw it into the channel. I pour my best into it, and it is the home of my ministry and my talk shows. Before I disperse them out to the other channels and the other networks for broadcast, they will always be on my channel and frequently aired on my channel. So if you have not had an opportunity to to add the DivaSpeaks Relationships Roku channel to your Roku television, let's go ahead and get that started tonight. Tell a couple of your friends that the Diva has asked and requested that you download her Roku channel, okay? I would greatly appreciate it. Yes and amen. Coming to you from the Queen City, ending the year out, you know what? Blessed and thankful for where we have been. Let's talk about it. The very first show that I did at the top of the year was called the 2022 Terms and Conditions. What are your terms and conditions for your relationship? And for those of you who caught that broadcast, I really hope that you took it in and you soaked that up. And as you moved forward throughout this year, that you applied some of what we talked about, basically establishing boundaries and knowing what you need from a person in order for them to have access to you, to have access to the benefits that come with you, to have access to any and everything that you bring to the table. You need to know what are your terms and conditions. And if they are not met, what are the drawbacks? What are, the consequences of it? Do you terminate the service? You know what? Do you pause the service temporarily until they can get it together and you can come revisit that issue and see if it has been resolved or if they have resolved things on their end, or you just suspend the service and go on to a new customer? I don't know. I'm using that, as a way to help you connect with knowing what your must-haves, what your deal breakers are this year and any year moving forward. So when you start dealing with people, they aren't surprised when you start to pull back a little bit, because you've had the conversations. We've had the conversation. You said you understood. There was a meeting of the mind, and somewhere along the way you lost focus or you forgot who you was dealing with and what I said that I needed from you in order for this relationship to flourish. So just revisiting the very first show that I did at the top of the year, and now we are ending it with the last talk of the year. And I want to just express, that even if you aren't where you want to be right now, there is always another opportunity for you to strategize, for you to pivot, turn things around, and get them going in the direction that you want them to. You are never stuck. And if you feel that you are stuck, take the time. Take some time for yourself to figure out what you need, the tools that you need to be able to turn your situation, your relationship, and your life around. It is never too late. As long as you open up those first two gifts in the morning, your eyes, there's an opportunity for you to get it right, for you to get things the way that you want them to be. So this is me pouring into you. This is our last time together for 2022, pouring into you so that you can have that encouragement and that motivation that you may need in this moment, to have something to look forward to in the new year, to have some goals set for yourself. You don't have to announce them to the world. It's nobody's business, your goals or whatever, what you plan to do for yourself, what you don't plan on doing, whatever, that's nobody's business. Sometimes we allow the enemy entry points or entry into our lives by we talking too much. We're sharing too much. We're oversharing. Things that we're saying or planning for ourselves or we want for ourselves, you're talking way too much. And you give the enemy access to your plans by speaking those things. So I just want to encourage those who got a big mouth, who don't know how to keep things to themselves. Let's visit that. And let's see how that's worked out for you thus far. And let's see how we can cut back on that and see if that makes a difference in your life and especially in your relationships moving forward. Amen. Amen. Yes. So, honey, we got a letter. Again, this is our last time we're going to be together this year. I got a letter, and we need to talk about it because it's worthy of a conversation. It's a conversation we've had before, and we're going to have it again. And you know what? Sometimes, and I want you guys to know, sometimes, you know, I'll get letters, and it seems to be that the theme is repetitive, right? But that is just confirmation. If you can identify with some things that are going on that I read or share in the lives, that should be the confirmation that you need. If you ever feel alone in what you're going through, that you're not the only one going through it. Different people from all parts of the country, from all over the world, write in. And if they're having the same issue, if I have a woman in South Africa and a man in Australia, and they have similar issues and they're writing about the same thing, that should let you know that the problem is not unique to you in your relationship. I want you to be encouraged. It may be a different set of circumstances that brought them to that point, but it is not unique to you. You are not alone. And sometimes it helps. I would think it would be a source of encouragement for you if you are going through it, or if you're trying to get through it, or you're healing from something, or you're still kind of feeling some type of way about it. You haven't necessarily gotten past the anger or the sadness or the depression. Just letting you know you're not the only one experiencing what you are experiencing. There are people across the ocean that are going through what you are going through, so you are not alone. And I want you to pull it together, remain encouraged, and I promise you, as time progresses, things will get better if you are in a season of struggle. So going back to the letter I'm about to read today, it's something that I have talked about on my lives. It is something that I believe I've addressed in one of these actual talk shows, but it is something worthy of talking about. So we're going to get into it right now. Let's talk about it. Oh my goodness. I can get these guys, I don't even know why I picked up these glasses. Y'all remember the crazy time I had last time with the glasses, and they was like crooked and I was a hot mess, but you know what? They fit just fine today. So don't laugh at me, okay? They fit just fine. So don't laugh at me. Okay. So let me get everything pulled up. And again, welcome to the DivaSpeaks Relationships Talk Show. My name is Angela Portariel, coming to you from the Queen City. Welcome to the show. I haven't gotten to the letter yet. If you're just now tuning in, you just tuned into the good part, and I am about to start the show. So let me get things pulled up, guys. Yes, I am getting it pulled up. Just bear with me. Yes, bear with me. If you feel like praying that I get it right, go ahead and lift me up in prayer. Amen. Amen. I'm just getting it done. Let's see here. Where am I? Okay. Sometimes, okay. So I got it pulled up. I want you to get ready, okay? I don't know if I should say this may be a trigger warning for some. This is definitely not for kids, okay? Definitely not for kids. This is a grown folk show, so this is a grown folk topic, okay? So I have a letter from a wife, okay? Another wife. And her caption reads, "My husband won't touch me." Okay, I told you, right? I told you. My husband won't touch me. So here we go. Buckle up. Let's get into it. I haven't had sex with my husband in over a year. I can't take it anymore. My husband doesn't want to have sex with me. We sleep in separate rooms, but he acts lovingly. He cuddles with me, he cooks for me, and he says he loves me. When I ask him why he doesn't have sex with me, he says we are missing a connection and that he doesn't want to just have sex because we have to. I explain, I want sex, and I ask, what is the connection that is missing? He talks about this missing connection in such vague terms and so unprecise that I'm just more confused. I ask him if he doesn't like or want sex in general, or is it just me? He had no answer. He said he doesn't know what to tell me. He says he does not want to go to couples therapy. What can I do? What the fuck is going on? Is he not telling me the real reason of the issue, or is it me? Well, I told you that this was going to be a grown folk letter, okay? Only for the grown and sexy, okay? This show. Okay, my husband won't touch me. Oh, goodness. This is very heartbreaking, this letter. Let me just be clear. This is very heartbreaking. This is nothing that anyone in any type of committed relationship need to take lightly or put off on the back burner, or, you know, just wait on it to magically resolve itself, because intimacy is a major part of any relationship. I mean, you know, romantic relationship, especially in our marriages and in our covenants. Here we have a wife whose husband has not touched her in over a year. And when she is asking the question, because she is putting forth the initiative to get the answers from her husband, according to her, and in her words, he's very vague. He's not giving her answers, to the point that what he is telling her is leaving her confused. And she wants to know what the is going on. Is it her? Is it what's going on? So now I want to address the wife. Anytime there is a disconnect in the bedroom, a disconnection of intimacy in your marriage, and there is no reasonable explanation, there's not a good explanation, there's nothing plausible, and you don't understand it, and you're seeking the answers to try to get a better understanding of why it's happening and how to put it into the non-intimacy, it's an issue. It's a problem. The problem that I have is the length of time that there has been a disconnect in the bedroom with you and your husband. That's number one. The second problem that I have is that your husband is not telling you the truth. He's not being honest with you. Because there is no way you can convince me that, because you gave no indication of a struggle or any type of problems that you were having. You just said, go into the letter saying that my husband, we haven't had sex in over a year. Why? And the answer that he gives you is, you're missing a connection. I typically don't like to jump to anything. But since you jumped to intimacy and sex in your letter, I have to be very upfront with you and say to you where he get asked of you. It's a rhetorical question. I think that's the right word. A rhetorical question. If he is not getting his physical needs met by you and from your marriage, where are his needs being met? You cannot convince me that this man is going a whole year laying up beside you every night, acting loving, cooking for you, and being in the household with you, and his needs are not being met. You cannot tell me that there has not been a time when you've gotten out of the shower, you're smelling good, you're dried off, you're looking good, you're in your birthday suit, you get under the covers, or you're in your negligee, you're feeling super sexy, you're in the mood to, make love to your husband. I know you've been there, because that's what women do, okay? And he just turns it down. He wants none of that. He wants no parts of it. He's not touching you. He's not rubbing on you. He's not trying to get a quickie. He's not trying to relieve himself after a bad day. He's not trying to relieve you of a bad day. He's not trying to plug into you sexually and intimately. And none of that's going on for a whole year. There is a problem. I say, if it's not medical, it's another person. I'm going to say that again. If it's not medical, if it's not a medical issue, because that could be a very real reason. And that's why I applaud you for asking the questions of your husband to try to get the answer, so that we don't have to draw our own conclusions and assume. and get it wrong, because this is not one of those situations where you need to be guessing or assuming anything. We need to be very careful. We need to be precise. We need absolute answers. And again, I applaud you for asking the questions of your husband and not jumping to conclusions. But when you have not been touched in a year, when you have not fellowshipped with your man in the bedroom for a period of a year or more, or hell, months, something is wrong. And since he is refusing to give you the answers, or to at least expand on the answers that he's given you to help you get a better understanding of what the hell is he saying, you two are not connected. You say he's very vague when you ask the questions. You're a smart sister. You're a smart woman. I know that. I know that because you're asking the questions that any other woman would ask. Like, what do you mean by that? What connection are we missing? What type of connection are you you're trying to say? Describe this connection that we're missing, because if it's missing, surely you know what it looks like when you see it. So explain what that looks like to me. I'm sure you've asked it, but he's not giving it because he's lying to you. He's lying to you because there's something to hide. He's up to something. I don't like to go to point to cheating, but anytime you take sex off the table, anytime that you remove intimacy out of the marriage, and it's not in agreement, it's not a mutual agreement between the two of you, but it's because of one person in the marriage that don't want it, there's a problem. It's a medical problem, or somebody else. Well, let me throw this into the equation. Is it possible that he's lost the attraction? Is he no longer attracted to you? Is that the connection that he's speaking of? And again, here we are assuming when you asked the question and he did not want to elaborate. But let me talk about that. Let's sit right there for a minute and let's just talk about that. Is it possible, because you didn't say in the letter if you've gained weight? Have you let your appearance go, my sister? Are there things that have taken place with you that could be a turnoff for your man, and he's not wanting to touch you physically? He's not wanting to be intimate with you because there is always a reason, whether we like it or not, when a person refuses to meet your sexual needs. Again, I'm going to go back to medical reasons. I'm going to go back to, another person. He's getting his needs met elsewhere. Or could there be something on your part that you have neglected or let go, and he's no longer attracted, and he no longer has the heart, or he doesn't have the courage to tell you and sit down and have a talk with you about those things? Again, you didn't say in the letter if you've gained weight, or if there's some hygiene issues, or there's some issues going on with your physical appearance. I don't know, but we have to talk about it. There was this episode on 90 Day Fiance. I forgot the couple's name, but it was a guy, a younger guy, and he was of another faith, and he got with this older lady that's from the States, and he was a good-looking guy. Oh, he was a good-looking young man. This young man was good-looking. I forgot exactly where he was from, what country he was from, but he got over here to the States, and he got with the lady, and she was super controlling. I hate to say it, but I gotta say it. You look at the couple, and he was totally out of her league. And you look at the couple and you know that he was there for a green card. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I don't know if his name was Muhammad or what. I forgot what his name was. But again, a younger guy, he got with her. And then during their time together, either he communicated during the reunion that he stopped having intercourse with her, or he no longer wanted to have intercourse with her, or he just refused to. I don't even think they were intimate. I don't even remember, but I remember during the reunion that he made an explosive bombshell announcement that he did not want to touch her, He did not want to be intimate with her despite all of her attempts because she had an odor. She had an odor and he could not stand it. And, you know, even the hostess, Sean, she asked him, because it was just, you were like, oh, I can't believe he said that. And he explained it was a vaginal odor that she carried and he could not stand to touch her, to be around her. He didn't look at her that way. It was sickening to his stomach. I digress. What I'm asking you to ask yourself and have, you know, you got to sit with yourself. Only you know this. And apparently your husband, if this is the case. Have you let your hygiene go? Are you experiencing some type of vaginal issues that may be the reason that he has backed off and no longer wants to entertain you in the bedroom? I'm not accusing you, my friend. I'm just trying to go down the list of reasons that your man hasn't touched you in over a year despite your attempts to make love to your husband. It makes no sense. If he's not on high blood pressure medication and he's not suffering from erectile dysfunction, if he's not suffering from stress, if he doesn't have any medical conditions that you can verify or point to that will contribute to his lack of sexual desire for you, we have a problem. And you say in the letter, in the latter part of the letter, and for those of you who just not who may just now be joining, I'm gonna go back and read the letter, no worries. But our good sister says in the letter that he refuses to go to therapy or counseling, so he has taken that off the table. That lets me know he doesn't want resolution. He wants to keep things the way that they are. And if he gets his wish, let me ask you this. If he gets his wish and if he gets his way, if things continue on in this manner, you have to have a conversation with yourself and say, am I willing to live in a loving but sexless marriage? If I'm with a man that I desire him sexually, but he doesn't want me sexually, am I willing to stay in this marriage? Am I willing to sacrifice the rest of my life without being intimate with my husband because he is taking therapy off the table? He's saying that you guys no longer have a connection. The connection is missing. He does not know how to explain what that connection is. And you're supposed to just accept that and just move on with your life as if he just haven't delivered a blow to you. Like that is a blow to a woman. To deny a woman sexually, to deny a woman, your wife, your woman, the touch, your touch, the affirmation that a woman feels when your man is making love to you and touching you and hugging you and just, you know, pouring into you sexually, to deny you of that is a hurtful feeling. It has to be a hurtful feeling. And along with that has to come the feelings of rejection. Like, I know that you have to be dying on the inside because you're trying to get to the bottom of why my husband is not touching me, and it ain't making no sense. And you know what? It doesn't make sense. Not even to me, based on what you've shared. So let's just go back into the letter. Okay, guys, let's just go back into the letter. Les, honey, I have to hold up this hair. Y'all know this hair is heavy. Let's just, guys, let me read the letter over again. If you're just now tuning in to the show, I'm going to read it, and it's captioned, my husband won't have sex with me. Haven't had sex with my husband in over a year. Again, I'm rereading the letter for those of you who are just tuning in as we are on our way out, because you know what? On our way out, I got some entertainment for you to keep you in the mood, okay? To keep you right there, I'm giving you a complete show. But again, I'm rereading and going to recap the letter. Haven't had sex with my husband in over a year. I can't take it anymore. My husband doesn't want to have sex with me. We sleep in separate rooms, but he acts lovingly. He cuddles with me, he cooks for me, and he says he loves me. When I ask him, why doesn't he have sex with me? He says we are missing a connection and that he doesn't want to have sex just because we have to. I explain, I want sex. And I ask, what is the connection that is missing? He talks about this missing connection in such vague terms and so unprecise that I'm just even more confused. I ask him if he doesn't like or want sex in general, or is it just me? He had no answer. You know what? I missed that one. He had no answer. So this good sister asked him, does he just not want sex anymore, or does he just not want sex with her? He didn't answer her. Okay, let me go on. He had no answer. He said he doesn't know what to tell. He says he does not want to go to couples therapy. What can I do? What the fuck is going on? Is he not telling me the real reason of the issue, or is it me? It's him. It's him, because you ask him point blank. You ask him, does he just not want to have sex, period? Or is it that he doesn't want to do it with you? And he refused to answer. And also, I don't know how I missed that part. The two of you are already sleeping in separate bedrooms. It seems like he's checked out. It seems like he's checked out on the marriage. Not all the way. But at this rate, you have to ask yourself, where will we be in the next few years, a couple of years, if things continue in this manner? A sexless marriage, we're sleeping in separate rooms. He doesn't want to go to couples counseling or therapy. He refuses to give me precise answers or give me valid reasons as to how we ended up here or what's going on. So what are you to do? When did he move out of the bedroom? How did that happen? When did that happen? And what did you say? I mean, I feel like there's some stuff that's missing, and rightfully so. You wrote into a woman that you don't know. I respect that. But whatever you did not write in, you have the answers now. You have the answers. He moved out of that bedroom. There's a reason. I think there may be some missing pieces. And respectfully, I respect your privacy. But he moved out of the bedroom, and he's disconnected sexually from your marriage and the relationship. And this is a big problem. This is a huge problem. And if you don't manage to get a hold of this thing, it's just going to fester and get bigger. And you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're going to even wonder, why are you even together? And that's not what you want. This is a holy covenant. This is a marriage, and we do not treat our marriage lightly. Again, like I said at the top of the show, I applaud you for asking the questions that you needed to ask in order to get to the bottom of what's going on with your husband. Like, I need you to tell me what's going on, because if it is something that you have total control over, I would love for you to get in front of that thing so you can start making love to your husband on a regular and consistent basis, okay, with barely enough time to go out the room and get a glass of water, or, grab it from the nightstand. But you gotta, you know what? I will say that with all of this going on, this is definitely an attack of the enemy. I feel like even if your husband is being compliant and is being doing some stuff behind your back, still the enemy has found an entry point into your marriage, because the two of you have disconnected sexually, and that is an important part of your covenant, a part of your marriage. You have to remain intimate. Your physical needs, your sexual needs, they have to be met. You cannot neglect them ever. You cannot neglect your sexual needs in a marriage, and you cannot have a spouse that refuses to get the help to address the issues and to meet your needs. And meanwhile, you're over here feeling rejected. You're feeling very rejected. Your needs aren't being met. You don't know what to think. You're feeling confused. This is not a good situation. This is the perfect storm, okay, that will lead you to divorce, bitterness, separation, and just a whole lot of ugliness. So it is my prayer and desire for you as a couple to be able to reconnect, for you to get to the bottom of whatever is driving this disconnect between you and your husband. And I pray that ultimately the two of you will be able to go to counseling, and the two of you will be able to talk about it and get to the bottom of it and put a stop to this. Put a stop to it. Get back in that bed and do what couples do. Make love. Show your love for one another. Express your love for one another, through the art of lovemaking. Okay? There is no other way. I think it is very important that you go ahead and be proactive with getting some tools and resources yourself. Just to build you up, just to be able to prepare you to have those conversations, in your journey in restoration of your sex life, good sexual health between the two of you. And I hope that it's really not another person involved is the reason that he has disconnected with you. If that is the case, you know what? It's not the end of the world. You have to figure out what is best for you. You have to figure out if it's worth salvaging. You have to figure out what you're going to do. It is ultimately your decision. You can go to my website. I do have tools for couples. If that is the case, go to my website, DivaSpeaks-Official.com. I have created a tool, a resource for couples who are experiencing infidelity. If you identify that as the problem in your marriage, go to my website, Diva-Speaks-Official.com. Don't spell the word, it's the symbol, okay? You go to my website and you'll be able to navigate the process and you'll be able to find what you need from there. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you get to my page. But it is my hope and prayer that is not the case for you. You seem like a wonderful woman who wants to preserve and protect your marriage, and it takes a lot of courage to ask for help. I hope that I have been insightful in giving you some perspective as to the different things that it could be, even if he's not willing to be honest with you, and that hopefully the two of you'll write back with a success story and say, you know what, all is not lost. We're getting it together, and this is where we are. So this has been a wonderful way to end the year with DivaSpeaks Relationships Talk Show. You guys, it has just been the most wonderful journey from podcasting to television. Just doing this just gives me the ultimate pleasure. Make sure that you follow me on social media. I have a TikTok account where I have two TikTok accounts. The one with the bigger following is the one where I go live from. DivaSpeaks Relationships, the number 1 is my TikTok account that I go live from. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and most importantly, you can find me on my Roku channel, which is DivaSpeaks Relationships Roku channel. I am just so blessed to have all of you as loyal supporters and fans. Don't forget to subscribe. How am I forgetting? Oh my goodness. Don't forget to subscribe to the DivaSpeaks Relationships podcast. The podcast is where it started. Never despise the days of small beginnings, because honey, if it wasn't for the podcast show, I wouldn't be here today. Through the grace of God, it was through podcasting that I am here now. So I am forever grateful and never want to stop podcasting. Make sure that you subscribe to the DivaSpeaks Relationships podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts from. Again, my name is Angela Portareal. Yes, honey. Get into that name. Get into that name, honey. Yes. I say it better than Jorge. He a hater. He can't say it like me. But anyway, make sure you follow me, guys. I want to extend a warm, happy holidays to all of you. May your heart burst open with joy and love and gratitude as we end this year and you celebrate the holidays and going into the new year. If you need to make some changes, for yourself, about yourself or your home life, your relationship, do what you need to do to have peace and to have the type of life and relationship that you want and you deserve. Again, my name is Angela Portareal. You guys stay blessed, stay tuned, and I will see you in the new year. Toodles.
All right. Everybody get ready to move your body tonight. I am S to the P. So P. When it drop, this is what I want y'all to do with me. Now let's go. Put your hands up like, hurry up and stand up. up like. Go and do your dance like. Do it how you do it when you. Put your hands up like. Do it how you do it when you. Yeah. Put your hands up, yeah. Put up high. Let me see you do it. Let me see you touch the sky. You can dance if you wanna. If you do it right. Get your two-step on. 1, 2 to the side. Got your fresh fit on. With your fitted to the side and your kicks look right. Yeah, this joint feel right now. Make a move. Make a move. Now what I'm saying is jump some more. And I'ma take it to the old school and rock some more. And if you know how to do it, pop lock some more. No matter where you're at, stop and start rocking on. From the party to the street, keep it cracking, y'all. Now that's a real block party, cause it's popping on. Do what you do. Do what you do. Put your hands up like. Hurry up and stand up like. Go and do your dance like. Do it how you do it when you. Put your hands up like. Do it how you do it when you. Yeah, you know it's not a thing for me to get this jumping. Play it in your boombox, keep this pumping. I'm known to turn it out all up in a function. I always give my all cause it's all or nothing. I'm always in it in the middle of something. Live and direct, you know I'm live than most of them. What? Yeah, you know I do it cause I cannot stop. And that be the reason cause I love it a lot. From the bottom I done came right over the top. From cold to lukewarm, now boiling hot. But don't get it twisted, all up in the knot. I do it like this cause I do it for God. Hey, do it like. Hey, do it like. Put your hands up like. Hurry up and stand up like. Go and do your dance like. Do it how you do it when you. Put your hands up like. Do it how you do it when you. Yeah. Keep it moving, keep it going on. Keep it just like that, keep it going strong. Don't do it, why would you do that though? Be yourself in the place to be, do that more. You can do it however, do it how you want. Just do that, do your dance for show. Now, do it. Man, do it. Yeah. Get loose, let loose and go. Get crunk, bounce off the flow. Step clap with it, lean back, shoulder roll. Brush your dirt off your shoulder, keep it clean for show. Do a donut in your whip, make the alpines blow. You can do it like that, now everybody go, hey. Hey, come on. Yeah, hey, it's what it is, man. S to the P, so P. Ha, make it move like that, you know. Huh, yeah, whoa, whoa, haha, yeah, whoa, 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 that's what it do, man.
through the door when I saw the mess that you left, oh. And everybody said I'm losing my head after all the tears I shed. Now I'm in my bed, destruction in my head. Rain, won't you go away? Leave me for another day. Rain, leave me for another day. Rain. Now I'm in my car, I'm reckless on the road. That you late. Whoa. And every light I see is telling me to flee. Engaging this here misery, yeah. Now I'm somewhere new, still thinking about you. Rain, won't you go away? Leave me for another day. Rain.